Hey everyone, welcome to another Sunday chat. Lots going on. Let's see who we got in here. Prepping artist, I saw you were first. Good to see you. Beefarines. Hey Grizz, Michael, T-Paul, I'm glad you made it. Huckleberry, Miss Sharon, all is well. She's here. Did I say Michael? Michael, did I give you a shout out already? Hey Deb. Yeah, you made a live. Good to see you guys in here. Hey Tiger, Dusty. Hey Tammy. Glad y'all are here. Crazy times we are in, nonstop. How much can we talk about on here, right? So a couple little just highlight things I'm going to bring up. We can talk about whatever you want. See what y'all. Hey, Colleen. Eclectic Basil. Hi. Snoopy. Hey, how are you? Good to say, Sandy. Anthony Tripp. Everybody start coming in here. I appreciate you guys. Hey, Backwoods. Awakened Spirit. Karen Miller. Just rolling in now. So a couple things, like I said on my thing, is SHTF upon us. I mean, I think we've been going into that, right? I think that, things are going to happen a lot sooner than some of the, when we hear about the 2030 and stuff like that. I think a lot more is going to happen. Hey, Native Coffee First. Hey, guys, I see you. I think things are, I had said before we were talking about, I think, in the end of like fall and stuff of last year, there was a lot of things I said were going to come to pass and things that they were going to put in place. They were just lining things up to start between spring and by summer of this year. So a couple things, of course, everything that we're seeing in there and what they tell us, you can guarantee is not usually what the truth is, or it's partly, or they always know more than what they report and tell us about. That's just the way it is. So we have all these things, we had all the balloon mess, whatever. Now they're calling them unidentified flying objects. We have this Hollywood image of UFOs means space alien UFOs type stuff, but any unidentified object. So they've been having those. They had it over, Alaska, and they took it down. Then they had one over Canada. My thing is Trudeau, it was over his airspace. Why did he have the U.S. take that down? That was odd to me, why he would have do that. Just a little bit before I came up here, I think it was last 30 minutes or an hour ago, they said that there was a possibility that there was two more over Canada. That's what they're reporting. And then we hear, y'all have been hearing the ones, I'm sure from last night, this morning, that there's one over China. And they gave a warning out to their fishermen to be safe, be aware, because this was out there. And I think there was a report, and I can't remember where I saw it because I just did notes. The ones that were flying the F-22 jets that had taken some of those down said that they didn't identify them, what they actually were. Now, whether that's what they're told to say, have to say, who knows? Something's going on, something odd. Or, and when I say that, when I've said that things, when, everything was going to pop up, I think it's going to be several things happening because that's going to overwhelm us. That's what they want to do. And it kind of does that perfect storm. There's going to be tons of chaos and different things going on. So continuing on with some of that, let me make sure I'm not missing. Yeah, maybe so, Carrie. Okay, let me see, make sure I haven't missed anybody. Hey, Joni. False flags, Michael. Yeah, I think a lot of it's distractions. And I think a lot of it, they set up these scenarios. So they'll say, now we have to do this. We have to go to war. We have to retaliate. They're going to build up situations because to fit their agendas. They always do. We always know what it is. So that's what I think. But who really knows? Hey, Kevin. Yes, Miss Sharon, make sure you're on live chat. We've all had that shame of stuff, but distractions. You think it's just distractions? I think something's going to pop off. I think that they're going to use scenarios. I think they build up things and create things. My thing is all these unidentified flying objects that they're seeing over Canada, over Alaska, over China, They had all this footage because they're not calling them balloons now. They had all this footage of the balloon, but there's no footage of any of these. Is that so? Unless I just haven't seen it. I don't know. Leghorn. Let's see. I saw, which I have it on here. They did. The FAA did declare national defense over Lake Michigan, and they shut down the airspace. The Department of Defense for Department of Defense activities. I saw that a little bit ago. They did that not too long ago. They shut down over the airspace over Montana as well. So, I think they'll, yes, all capitals for me because I'm trying to, hey, Sue. I just think that it's just all part of their stuff. So let me continue on. Like one of the things that we go along, everybody's been hearing about the eggs, it's the egg shortages and they culling all the birds, or there's been the fires with the birds, and there's been the bird flu with the birds. There's all the shortages and increase on eggs. And I don't know if y'all saw, going back about the WEF stuff, of course, what are they claiming? That eggs are causing, they were talking about the warning over eggs are causing sudden strokes. I can only say so much on here, but you know where I'm going with that. There is a thing. I'm going to do a video for the Liberty Tree Fellowship. I was talking about there was stuff I was going to do for certain sharp things that are in certain people's bodies and the help of all that. Because one of them is the yolks can help that sharp thing. So, again, what do? They set up these scenarios and they go ahead and start laying the groundwork for, this is why we have to pull these, or these are why they're in short supply, on and on and on, because they can't have it undoing their their agenda now, can we? Hey, Deb. That like what I'm talking about right now. Yeah. I can't, some of it I can't go into on here. Yeah. You always got to, it's never going to be what it, they say it is or what they release out. Let's see what, yeah. I mean, I really think something's about to kind of pop off. I'm not saying they haven't tried to create certain things so they can do what they want to do, but I don't think all of it. I don't think everything that's going on right now is a distraction, false flags. That is my opinion. I don't think all of it is. I'm not saying it's exactly how they paint it to be, but they have to have things go so they want this war. We've been saying that for so long. They want this to happen throughout history. Look at things that were going on before World War I, World War II. What they there's reasons behind why they want this. Yeah, that. I mean, just add it to the list of drinking too much water, tea, sleeping too much, not sleeping enough, exercise. I mean, the list, is absolutely insulting that they think people believe it. In my opinion, I'll say. I'm seeing me. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. I save my carcasses, and then when I have enough, I stick them in the freezer in like gallon-size freezer bags. I do same with vegetable scraps, ones that don't go to the birds, and then you make broth. You're going to need it. Yeah, I don't trust anything that comes out of their mouth. They always talk out both sides of their mouth. They always. Yeah, they don't want us to blame the real culprit. They know they have to stir up stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, on that, I have my strong opinions about. I think they're close to the rapture of the kingdom, the Antichrist, and the enemy is busy trying to ready to put things in place. Exactly. If you go biblically, And my personal opinion is they are going to, how it was always, there's no UFOs, there's no aliens, there's no whatever thing. That's what they label it as, right? Now it's all like, yeah, of course there are. Yeah, we've seen them. Military, all this. Yep, they're here. They're here. They're here. I think that they're going to. I think that they're going to use the aliens as a way um, to give an explanation about what happens when all these people are missing after we're taken out of here. That's my opinion. I just think that's what they're going to do. Again, they're always going to set up scenarios. Yeah, they always, with everything, with war, with different, they've always done these things. It is all these things, a lot of repeat. It's just that it's in modern times. Oh, they'll never admit that. They'll never admit that. And if anyone still is buying that it's all these other things besides this one thing, all of a sudden, I can't help them anymore. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to leave you back there with the nonsense. I know that sounds mean, but it is. It is. We're way past. If you people are still, I can't do anything for them. Let's see what you got to say. No, I don't believe that. It's not a figment of my imagination. It's too crazy. I could think up something better, right? Right, Backwoods? Hey, Joe. How are you? Did you sneak in here? I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Hey, JR. Good to see you. Yeah, that's been my theory for a long time. I think I was doing a live with Just Josh and Appalachian PIA. We may have been on Appalachian PIA's channel, and we had talked about things, and I just said, I just really think, because how are they going to explain that? If they're not taken up out of here, then they have to have something in place, because, nobody knows the date and hour when the second coming, all that, and we're going to be snatched out of here. If you have faith in everything, is what are they going to say when all these millions of people are just innocent? They're just gone. Oh, the aliens took them, right? Oh, really? Thank you for letting me know that. It's crazy. And see, my thing is they had all these images of the balloon, right? So many different things. And there's so many, like I saw an article last night. Sorry, I have a piece of hair on my face. I saw an article last night, and it was saying that they were seeing swarms. That was the word in quotation. They were seeing swarms of unidentified objects coming like over the Canada, Alaska, into that northern area, like out, not in yet. No, they can't identify them. They can't even, say what it is. Nobody has an image of it, or, I say we can't see it from right here because it's way higher. I don't know. I just, I don't know. But of course they do. And Satan knows his time is getting short. He doesn't know the hour, but he knows it's getting short. Everything has to be put in place and ready, because for whenever it happens, because nobody knows the exact timing. But if you go biblically, everything that's fallen into place, that's why it can't just be a distraction. If you have faith, the good book tells you the countries that are involved and the movements that are going on and the things that are happening and things we are seeing come to pass, it is biblically playing out. It is. And I think all those things are, yeah, exactly. I just, it's going to happen. I think that's also, because I do have a strong faith. I don't like any of this. Of course, we wish we lived in a different world than what things are. How many of us now think, I wish that my children or grandchildren or this younger generation, everything, did not live, and this wasn't the reality of their world. Our parents probably said it, our grandparents, on and on. It's been going that for decades, it's been going. It is like that. But I do have a different comfort, because I do have faith that this was going to happen, and it's gonna happen. Like, I mean, you know, the death of Jesus, it had to come to pass. It had to. I mean, that's the way it has to go. And I see this as the same way. Oh, yeah, I do. I think that there are woke people who have power that are within that. And I think there's always going to be people who somehow kind of infiltrate into those things so they can. And I haven't heard anything the most recent if there's something else that's changed, but I think they're going to go in and try to sabotage things. It's strange to me he made this board because I mean he founded this, that thing, but I think that I think they're going to try to sabotage him, of course. Hey Loretta, how are you? Oh, speaking of Backwoods show last night, I haven't seen it. I've been super busy. I mean, we are like go time, rushing. Is getting our garden space ready. We planted a ton of potatoes. We planted tons and tons and tons of indoor seeds. Put them in the indoor greenhouse. I mean, we've just been going, and we've been trying to stay ahead of the rain. It's been pouring rain. But I need to check out. So the reason I said that is because I'm behind on stuff with YouTube and emails and all of that. Like I've got a ton of emails, and I've got to, yeah. Well, they're not even going to address that anymore. It's just how they want it to be. Those aren't aliens. Those are sleepers, in my opinion. Most of that is sleepers coming in for a reason. Again, their agenda, right? Yeah, there's a ton. What did I just see? I just saw something else that was a huge recall. I just saw it yesterday. And again, with recalls, yes, there's real recalls because they've gotten slack in their different things they're doing. We've been seeing that since the illness and everything went on. Sometimes I think a lot of that, because there's a lot of things they were recall. I talk about this. FDA will do certain calls and snatches and grabs, and then we find out at least they're stockpiling it. So use your best judgment, because sometimes I think they create issues. Again, it depends on what it is. That's my opinion, but do what is best for you, what you feel safest about. Yeah, I'm probably way behind. Am I really behind? So I was just, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm just going to set this right here for a minute and let y'all, yeah, exactly. They're not going to let that be swept under the rug, in my opinion. The bear's not going to let that just go. I just do not think he's going to let that go. Of course. For the most part, absolutely so, because it's whenever we think about all this, all the agenda, all the things they're doing, we talk about it's global. So yes, and they're going to do theatricals just like in politics and stuff like that. There's going to be theatricals they're going to put forward because they have to play the role. They have to, so they think. But then I do think there is certain groups, like NATO and not. I think that there's certain ones that are going to have that power grab and not an agreement. So I don't think all of them are, but the majority is global. But Oh yeah. I'm sure. I mean, Satan and all his little they know the word backwards and forwards. Hey, Aaron. Well, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. We just kind of go with it. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's why I said I don't think when things really go, I don't think that it's just going to be one thing. I think it's going to be so much. They have to create the chaos everywhere because it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to people. Hmm. Yeah, we need it. You have to stay in that relationship and in prayer because I say this all the time. There's so much we do our part. There's things that people I have people come up against me all the time about if I had true faith, if I was Christian, all this, then I wouldn't be a prepper. That is nonsense, in my opinion. Throughout the Bible, it tells us to prepare different things. It talks about that. That doesn't mean that I'm going to control all this because there's only so much we can do. You do your part and you got to get the rest of God. Now, is that always easy? No, because we're still in the flesh. We still have fear. All of that can go with it. But I just think they target everyone. You should. I've been getting nonsense lately about my it's they pick sides to cause all that. Awesome. I think I'm way behind. Y'all are on. Let's see what you're doing, Kim. Yeah. Yeah, you got to do. We're doing a lot of different reorganizing and different things because I think that things are going to happen sooner than what we think have been going to. Oh, the prepping artist, is it just yours? Is anyone else's? Because we've been having issues with YouTube. They're holding comments, they're withdrawing things, they're doing freeze different things. If anyone else is having issues. Yeah. I agree. I'll just go ahead and put that right there. I agree. It's never going to because the puppet masters in control, they sweep those things under the rug. That's why they've set so many things in place. It's been such a long time in planning. They just set power, and that's what their drive is. It's always about power and control. Every angle that they go out and try to do, it is about all of that. It always goes back to it. Exactly. No, it was a prepper. I give so many examples, but I'm only going to spend so much time with people who come. Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, you just don't even know. I get them all the time. I get those emails all the time. Is I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, if you read the book, it tells you. Don't call out something like that if you don't know the word, and then try to point fingers. Exactly. It told me. I mean, just like when I got on this platform, I didn't want to be on this. I say it all the time. God set me on this for a reason, but and I'll stop when He says to as well. See, I hear it. I hear it a lot. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I help how I can for this reason because, like I say it all the time, at some point that rug's gonna be snatched up. This is gonna be gone, and I'm trying to get information out to help. Oh, speaking of, because the information I give about how we can do things for ourselves, be prepared, of course, do things safely, read my disclaimer, yada yada, is I read that Tennessee, that there are a lot of like paramedics, EMP, the ambulance type services that are saying we are having trouble treating, patients and calls because they don't have the medicines. There's such a shortage. They don't even have them. And I think we have been talking about for a while how you get to the point, there's going to be a point where, and I said this, that we've talked about it, whether it's you call for law, you call for an ambulance, help, whatever, that help isn't coming. And there's going to be points that are going to come that, okay, you get to the hospital, well, they don't have the supplies or medicine to help you. And I'm not saying don't go or don't call for help. I'm not saying that. But you better have things on hand and know how to use things if that comes to be. That's what I'm going to say. Because, hey, she's a wildflower. Saying, if I've missed anybody, I'm sorry. Well, they've been taking that out for a long time. Of course, because they want to. I mean, it's the whole thing about being woke and everything is they want to. They're more worried about the numbers and things like that than giving the truth. That's the reality of it. I mean, I rode by a church in town, and it had a big billboard thing up there that was telling people to get their booze. Make sure you get them. You can come get them here. They're doing that in places of worship now. I think they were before, but they're still doing that. And then, with this, I think it's about man getting caught up in himself, which is what so much of the world is. They are worried about their numbers. They're worried about the money coming in. They're worried about not stepping on anybody's toes or offending anyone. If you're going to be a Christian, you cannot go around saying, I'm not going to offend anyone. That's not, hey, ghost. But you're seeing that more and more. And I am very cautious about organized religions because of that slippery slope they've been on for a while. Yeah. I'm telling you, I have so many people said I've been switched 2 and 3 times, and I'm having, effects and feel bad, and I can't get them, and I'm having to stretch them out. And, we don't have this medication anymore, so let's switch to this other brand that's kind of, the same way. But there's still going to be, you're still going to feel effects if you change things like that. I'm hearing it a lot. Take notes. Get your books. I always talk about get hard copies and everything. Because you're going to need it. And I just think all this, I mean, I still brace myself. I still think there's going to be some sort of grid down, EMP, something. That is what is on kind of my radar about things, that's what we're going to come across. Oops, I just missed it. See, my chat is starting to do like it the other night when I was having a live. Who was that? Oh, Pot B. I was on, and I was having issues. Yeah, again, I mean, I'll just give my opinion. I mean, if you're somewhere and they're not preaching they're not giving an actual word, then you need or they're modernizing things to fit this world's agenda today. You need to walk on out. Oh, did I just put that back up? A lot of this is, that's YouTube. People aren't getting it. I constantly have people tell me they're unsubbed. And they just don't get they just don't give out notifications. And I get that too. I don't think we've been a godly nation for a long time. And we saw that when they started stripping that out of everything. Yeah. I mean, like I had been talking about even, vitamins, mineral supplements, different things. They want so bad that you can only get that through most of those things through prescription from a doctor. And then, we know they're not going to do that. We know why. Is Random in here? Random, are you in here? Or somebody say, if you are, hi. I think I'm missing some things because I see some answers, but I'm looking at it and I don't see it. Yeah, we're in a lot of different things. People just got to read it. That's awesome. Yeah, I have people tell me all the time about weaning off of things and coming off. And you got to do things safely. Everybody thinks different. But, my thing is always get on hand now, natural stuff that go with that, whatever ailment you have, and know how to use it just in case. Because, hey, Bama Jen, so good to see you. Yeah, a long time. And that's why they're, they are setting up so much. Like I said, even about the alien stuff. I said, oh, really? See, I'm behind. Is this one over early, right long before I came on here? They said there was 2 over Canada, 1 over China, and then they had closed the airspace over Lake Michigan, and then I had to get ready for it. That's the last I heard. Hey, KP. So I think it's a lot. Oh, and you know how we talk about they're never going to let an opportunity go to waste. Anyone, whether it's our own or other people, other countries, stuff like that. And oh, thank you, Miss Sharon. Random I thought I heard somebody say random, and I thought I'd missed her. Is they're never going to let an opportunity go to waste, or they're going to, when people are distracted with stuff. We talk about that. The Super Bowl's tonight, right? And to me, like anything that is a huge crowd like that is an absolute no for I don't even know how long. I don't do sports and stuff anyways like that, but being if there's going to be a huge crowd, well, how that could go. And then a lot of people are going to be distracted during that because that's going to be their focus. I've thought about that as coming up. Yeah, indoor, outdoor, all of it. And learn how each one of them, what they're all good for. Yeah, okay. Yeah, somebody's talking about, yeah. But see, backwoods or anyone else, are they still saying it's just unidentified flying object? Because they're not calling them balloons anymore, but they're not saying what they are. And I don't know how even the pilots that are doing this, what is it? What does it look like? You can't see what I'm saying. They're not going to say much. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to the Beaverines in the house. I don't think it was they're not calling them balloons anymore from what I see. Yeah. They're just calling them objects. And even the one over China, they're not saying, hey, Ashley, they're not saying that they're balloons anymore. Exactly. Never let a crisis, or if there's like an event and people, they're not going to let it go to waste. So that's what I'm saying. They bombard us with so much, and you need to you do have to weed out the nonsense, but yeah, they're not. I don't do any of that. I don't either. I didn't do crowds before all this. I don't do crowds. I am comfortable in the woods and with animals in nature. My whole life I've been like that. I don't do crowds. People are very unpredictable, and I do not do that. Oh, Beaverines. Okay, Beaverines. John over at Prepper Nation. Those are his. What are y'all? Could we say it's the mascot? I guess. John at Prepper Nation. If you don't know him, go check him out. John's great. He's actually the first prepping channel I stumbled across. It was John, Prepper Nation. He's the very first one I ever watched or saw. I wasn't big on YouTube or anything like that, but that's where it comes from. And if somebody in there can drop his link, I'd appreciate it. I know, that's right. Exactly. I do when I go. I go do what I have to do, and That's it. I don't lollygag around. I'm not even before. I'm not a shoppy person. I'm not just gonna kind of lollygag through stores or whatever. I'm just not that way. Um, well, you know what I think of Schumer. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. So as far as I know about that story of that in Bama, Jen, you may have already said it. I haven't gotten down. Was they were trying to come up with a name, and it was there was a whole big thing about the Wolverines and the Red Dawn, and then it became Beaverines because something else they were talking about in the same chat. Yeah. Yeah, I'm big on not going alone different places as much as you can help it, especially females. People don't like that. I'm not a feminist by any means, but I'm just not. I mean, but I do. I mean, there is different, safety precautions, I believe, and things are so crazy. Yeah, if you have yeah, and I mean, if you can, I think, people talk about the difference of a dog, if it's a liability or an asset for different things. And my thing is, most people, if they hear a dog or something, they're not going to try it. People just will not, they may take their chance and say, I don't know if they're armed on the other side of this door, but they see a dog. Most people, they won't try that. And dogs they're going to protect their family, their pack. They're going to protect them. Mm. Yeah, there's some. I think, and it's in Arizona, correct? I believe. I don't know. I don't keep up with sports, but I'm pretty sure because I asked my husband earlier, and we looked it up. I believe it's in Arizona, but again, they're never going to let an opportunity or a crisis go to waste. Yeah, as time is going, I've been talking about this more. As time is going, that's always um, my thing is there is always that opportunity. There's always that chance that you or someone in your family, your household, your tribe is not going to be home because people still have to work. What I'm saying? If an EMP, the grade go down, boots on the ground, something. There's and I better be educated. Have your get home stuff, and you beeline to the house. I can't say that on here. I'll get a strike. Yeah, most of them are. Most of them are, especially if you're a good dog person, Hey, hillbilly homesteader, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, see, big brain. I don't get in as many, or a lot of times with John's at the time of morning is I have to listen to his while I'm doing stuff, and a lot of times it's on my phone. So once in a while, and if when you're, and I mean his chat is jumping, and it's even with the slow stuff on. Time you get something typed out on your phone, it doesn't even. I mean, it's way past what that was about. So a lot of times I listen. I listen as I'm doing stuff with his. Okay, let's see what backwoods. Thank you for the intel you're bringing in, backwoods. See, oh, and speaking of that, like how I said, Trudeau it was over his territory, his area, but yet he had the U.S. take it down. But then his military is going and retrieving it, is what they claim. That is what the report said. What? So I wonder what these things are. I'm telling you, they're setting up a scenario for something. Oh, that is ultimately their goal, of course. And I think the ones they can't that are so rural and everything like that, they think that they're just gonna perish out. They're going to be cut off from everything. They're not going to be get things, and they think they'll just go. But too many of us are hardcore enough and stubborn enough to survive and take care of ourselves and get through what we have to. Yeah, I see you in there. Sometimes it's getting it. You and Bama, Jan, I see y'all over there, and I was like, y'all are on it. It's busy. Yeah, the Blue Bean Project. If y'all don't know anything about that, I read all those different things. All that. I don't know, Grizz, you must have asked about a puppy. Now I love me some pound puppies, okay? I do. I don't go after breed, I go after the dog, the demeanor, the personality, the type, the breed of how all of it. I do love pound puppies. They were always the best ones I end up getting. And I love mutts. That's just how I am. I mean, I have a few that I had that were purebred, but I love mutts. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of that. I think that the things with the Hunger Games, the lady who wrote that, I think that was a let me tell you kind of warning thing. But I also all these type of things they tell you now, and I'm not saying exactly to a T how because Hollywood's going to Hollywood it up. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of that, I think that, and also they have to tell all these different things. Like everything they were saying at the WEF this year, and they've been saying at the WEF. They have to tell us what they're going to do, and they make these Hollywood movies. How many times have you seen these Hollywood movies, and then things start coming to pass years later? And you're like, oh my gosh, they made a movie about that. They dangle those things at us on purpose. Oh. Well, it is, I don't know. Whatever, Trudeau. um, no, but I don't do Whole Foods because I know too much of the ins and outs with Whole Foods. But I haven't heard. I haven't heard about that. I'll have to look into it. But I don't do Whole Foods because of a long time of. Yeah, they did. When did I talk about that? Just last week, I think. 18 and older includes females unless they're pregnant or maternity leave. You can sign, it has to be a minimum of 4 years, and you can ask for a discharge after the age of 30. I believe it's officers and stuff like that have to serve until 45 or 60, depending on their rank and stuff like that. So, and I talked about they're readying themselves. Like I said, all of this has to come to pass. I don't care who's pointing the finger, what scenario they set up, all of us leading into the same thing. Yeah, that the pounds are always full of pits. They sadly are. Yeah, I love pound puppies, pound dogs, whichever. You get in there and meet them. Nothing to see here. Isn't that always it, backwards? Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. But the things they throw down your throat, and you know what certain things I'm talking about. You need to get that out. Huckleberry. I've thought for a while, like when the whole balloon thing went, and I was like, oh, what if it's leaking out stuff? What if it's doing stuff? And my thing is like, okay, if it's from the red dragon and it's coming through, and they had all that big thing with the white lung and different things, I was cautiously aware of what was going on and stuff. Yeah, if I don't know if y'all have read that book. I have that book, The 1 Second After. That's a good book to read. Yeah, I don't mess with Whole Foods. I just don't mess with them. Find a good farmer, find locals, good farmers markets, people you know what's going on in and out. Oh my, I bet it is. Yeah, exactly. They do that, and they have to tell us what they're going to do. But then people aren't as so shell shocked at kind of about all of it when things happen. It's like because that there's that mind thing where things blend and people are like, oh, it's not happening at my front door. So you see things on the news and it's just like, oh, well, that's just kind of that movie. That's not really real until it lands on their lap. Um, People just don't think things serious. They're distracted by worldly nonsense. And oh, really? Well, I didn't know that, but it doesn't surprise me. But I just don't. I don't shop them anyways. But I haven't seen that. But that doesn't. I think a lot of things are going to come into that. Yeah. We've been having a lot of different aircraft around that isn't normal for the area. I actually got up. I was talking to Josh, and I was like, "There's a very distinct thing. This is different. This is different. Something's what's going on. It's high pitch. It's different." And it ended up being it's F-35s. Or I mean, I knew the sound, and us running out saying, because I was like, why does it sound like that? Why do they sound like that? What's going on? And all of the aircraft around has been extremely low in comparison to what is normal for our area. It has been, but see, that's why there's more than just distractions. That there's something about to go on, and they're not going to tell us because I guarantee you they're going to go ahead and they're going to go get in their bunkers and do all their stuff before they let us know anything, if they do, until it falls right on us. Oh, sorry to hear that. It's always hard to lose an animal. Oh, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I do a Sunday chat, so we kind of just go with what everyone wants to talk about. I'll hit on a couple things. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. But do you see our military recruitment commercials versus other countries? I'm just going to say that. And nobody's scared. We are a laughing stock. Nobody's scared of anything like that. And a big thanks to Rescue also for that shout out. I didn't know that, but big thanks to him. Don't give up, because my favorite dog, she's actually on my desk. I had her cremated. I'm serious. And I got her from a pound, and she was a bearded collie. And I love that dog. I mean, the best personality. That's if I ever probably paid for a big dog, I think it'd be a bearded collie. But we have had a border collie, a male, and he was from a pound as well. So you can find them. Just keep looking. And also sometimes you get up with them, especially if you're in a smaller area, you can say, hey, I'm kind of having my eye on this. They may let you know. Oh, of course. Well, they want complete control, and that's why they're not in the group that we're in, but they're in another group because there's that power. Hi. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I do a live on Sundays. Well, regularly. That's what I do. Yeah. I mean, I don't watch anything. I don't do the Grammys. I don't do all the Hollywood. I don't do any of that stuff. Of course, you can't help but see everything, the show stuff that went on the Grammys, and that was that was horrific. I mean, I haven't even watched any live stuff, just the pictures and reading things and people talking about. I mean, it was a full on, satanic show, and there's just a lot. I think they're pushing, and they show those things. See, Backwoods, I should thank you. Backwoods is helping me out today. I appreciate you. About 40 minutes. Yeah, we got to watch those type of things. I mean, do we believe everything comes out their mouth? No, but filter through what they're saying and read between the lines, what they're not saying in between that. See, there's and like I think it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. They said they saw a swarm of them, and that was the quotation. They saw a swarm of objects. They did not identify it. They did not name them balloons that were coming over through like parts of like Alaska, like Canada, into America. So is that where all these are they coming over? I don't know. I don't know. But um it's just a lot. And I mean, the thing is you what is the feet for like for an EMP is I mean a large round. I know like it can be more localized if it's like lower and different things like that. Um but there's different levels for I know for things like that. Crazy times. Of course. And they destroy other things that us bottom feeders would get. But there's plenty of bugs if anyone's interested. Apparently, I just saw something else that they were making. Just right, it was a commercial where I came in here. Something else was making their breads and their flour was from crickets and bugs. So yeah, I mean, certain areas you live, some of it's normal. Everything we got going on right now is not normal. They're saying the object was an octagon shape. Interesting. This will be interesting. And my thing is keep your eyes and ears open through the day, through the night, because again, Super Bowl, it is there. People are going to be distracted, and it's a good opportunity for some mess to be pulled, in my opinion. So sorry, I'm trying to catch up this. I don't think we're going to make it to 2030 before it gets bad. That is my opinion. I think between now and a lot of it was going to be 2025. I think before the next presidential election because they cannot have that go through. They have to create some chaos for something. I think we're going to see stuff before this year is over. I 100% do. Now, are we talking about Mad Max? Are we talking about deep into SHTF? But I think between now and 2025, and of course, we know there are agendas they have in place. They have goals for 2030. It's yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that's worse, but we're talking about, I mean, and it is. I mean, if you look back before the illness started into where we are today, and they do that slow, and then they create so much. And then if you look back on things, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, look how, the difference or the change. They do that on purpose because back in history, things that went on that, caused everything that was going World War II. We know that stuff that went on over there, brown shirts and all that. He did it way too fast for them. He went, and it just all spiraled so fast. History repeats, but they also learn from their mistakes, and they know. And this, to me, is a modern day that it's just modernized. They didn't have the stuff we have now. But if you look at the things they're stripping away from us and things they're doing, he did that. They did that back then. You see what I'm saying? I got to be very careful about that topic on here. It's more modern than what it is today. Same thing. It parallels each other, and that's why they needed that. They needed that war to happen as well. And same thing. Bless you, because yeah, I know that anxiety and lab shepherd pit stuff can be a handful. Yeah. It just goes in phases, but it's been a big uptick. Yeah, exactly. Way sooner than what people I think are planning for. But please don't freak out. That's not fear mongering. I don't want anyone to panic. We still do what we can when we can and stay the course. I say that all the time. Stay the course. Don't get so pulled off that you're freaked out. And again, um, we still do our part, and we still have to give the rest to God. We're never going to be. We're not the elite. We don't have. At least I don't. I don't think most of us in here. We don't have a full underground bunker stacked with no worries, and we could just survive underneath there like we got a little city down there. That's just what it is. And we're all in different stages and phases of doing this. And we all have things I've talked about before. If you ever have some event come up in your life, personally, a natural disaster, anything, and you have to dip into your preps, it almost hurts your feelings when you're like, oh my gosh, I got to stock this back up. That is life, and that is part of this. We just keep going. We just don't ever, give into those things. Oh, sorry if I'm really behind. I'll have to look that up. Scott Wagner, who that is, or maybe I do, and I just don't recognize the name. Thank you for sharing that. Sparkle socks, Loretta. Oh man, he is something. Did he scream and like run? Like did he? I was just wondering. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's just a lifestyle for us. I saw the fake. I think it's made from cauliflower. I think I saw it was made from cauliflower. I saw a video thing on it. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'll go wear Chicken Little. The sky's falling. Hey, Independent, Mini United. How are you? Yeah, I do too. I think a lot is going to happen. There's a lot they have to do, implement, and break down before 2030 because that was their goal, and they talk about that. I mean, I talked about that WEF thing. I can't say it on here, but this year was their target goal back in 2019 in their meeting, and to be 50% less than us. I'll say that. I've done video on that. I said we're on a Liberty Tree. I talked about that. So, oh, absolutely. And the countries and the things that are involved, it's in the book. I mean, you want to know a lot of things going on. Of course, there's plenty that was left undone for a reason. And that's why we give that to God, that you'll know. Yeah, I agree about that. Oh, okay. Speaking on something like that. I don't know if anyone else has heard of this. Anyone else works in banking, knows someone who works in banking. I know somebody that is a manager at a large chain bank. Okay, national bank. They are having people. They have to empty out their safety deposit boxes, and they're closing out all safety deposit boxes. Like they're not going to have that anymore. That's not a feature. You can't have safety deposit boxes, and there's a certain time frame on that. And I could not figure out why they would be doing that. But yeah, so people, if they have safety deposit boxes, they're having to empty them, and they're not going to do that anymore. If anyone's heard about that or works in that and knows or has an opinion about it, drop it down here. I think we're going by 2025. We're going to see a lot. They've got to do that. They've got to create that so they can make. So there's going to be people who are going to be so bad off and so desperate in different ways, and a lot of it is going to be justifiable. I get it, that they're going to be grasping at anyone that comes in and says, "Oh, we're here to save you. We're here to help. Get on the bus." No, they're going to do that. Yeah, I knew this was going to be by the summer, which is why I thought a lot between starting spring through summer of this year. The you know a lot is going to go down. Was talking about that um, in fall, this past fall. Yeah, I mean, that's why all those things they have to have these things. They create these things to happen. I still think they're going to use the whole. Who did that? I miss. Hold on. Somebody gave me. I'll have to get down here and see. Thank you, but I am going to figure out who it was. I am getting this a lot. Is it just here? Mine is acting a little weird, like it did the other night, and it maybe I'm saying stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just because. But yes, Miss Sharon, and you may have then as I was getting kicked completely out. Actually, John Prepper Nation, I was in one of his lives, and it just completely like it just went back to my subscription. It just kicked me completely out a couple times. Um, is that is going on? I don't think so. There's one up there. I don't know. I don't know. I won't know till I come out of here. It shouldn't, but I don't see it. If you see it down there, um, I don't know. It could be for what I'm talking about, but what can I do? I'm going to say what it is, and they can play their petty games. Oh, Tiger, thank you. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. I guess she put them up there. I don't know. I really appreciate that. Hi, Milkmaid. Good to see you. Yeah, I do. I feel like I have a sense. I had talked to someone else about this recently, maybe the emails. I have a huge sense of urgency, and I'll go through things, not panic, but these urgencies. I'll get these. I like our big thing has been our garden stuff and our seeds and extra things we're doing for that. Um, is I've been feeling that. Hey, Mama Roxanne said, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, you made it live. Yeah, everything is so orchestrated. They know what they're doing. It's a game. I think it's Josh also says it's like just everything is a next move for them that they do, and they have all this so planned out, um, meticulously. They know. Thank you, thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. You're too kind. Yes. Yeah. I'm telling you, and you'll find comfort in that too, not just fear stuff. You'll find comfort in the word. Oh, okay. They want to close brick and mortar. Yeah, I knew they were going to like the tellers are going to be kind of like an AI thing or like a video, like a virtual tellers. I think they were calling them. But I know that that was the first I'd really heard. Um, oh my, sorry, I am having problems with it's not letting me select things. And I've seen several for a little bit now. There's a lot of different signs up grocery stores. No cash back. They're not doing cash backs at all. Thank you. I am very humbled. I appreciate it. Oh, exactly. I'm gonna get people on that system, then they're crashed out because I mean, what a bit of control? Just a flip of a switch, and sorry. Thank you. Yes, I saw. Um, hmm. Oh wow, really? I don't know. I don't do with all. And this is just my opinion. I'm always like, when you get paid or deposit or however it works for you and individually, if you still have banks, because there's certain things that are bills are automatic withdrawal is leave in there what needs to go for that, pull the rest out. Now, I understand that at some point cash is going to be worthless. I mean, it pretty much is just a joke right now, but just in case, because when things started happening on Friday, I told my husband, I said, well, it is a Friday. And if they're ever going to crash something down, it's going to be on a Friday evening, Friday night when that weekend's coming up. Everybody just got paid, the deposits went in, whatever. I think they'll always do things like that. Yeah. You got to have your trust there. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if we're hitting an algorithm or it's just in general. I don't know. But gosh, it looks like I'm way behind. Oh, thank you. Gosh, you guys. I appreciate you. I really do. And that's never necessary, but I appreciate it. I love all you guys. And if I'm ever, like when I'm really busy and I have a break, or sometimes I just need a break from this, like any of us do, I start getting, I'm like, oh, I miss my people. And I worry, I'm like, how's everybody doing if I don't see people? Yeah, that sense of urgency. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, okay, I need to get on this. And, but also having that relationship with God, he'll lay it on you. He will. He's laid things on me. And you'll have that. Coffee first, then speak. I appreciate you being here. I understand. Have a good evening. Oh, let me see. You have a new channel with only, and I've noticed that one day. We'll go check her out. Drop your link in there. But yeah, it's weird. YouTube will do purges on me. Like from one day to the next, it'll purge. I'll be 30 subs under. One time it was 100. Then you'll gain 25, lose 5. It's weird. They do those purges. Yeah. And for seeds, I got to give a shout out. I'm not affiliated, but Jan, Buckeyed Seed Garden, she is with Etsy. Her stuff is always linked in, I think over in my about and in my description of my videos. I love her. She's an absolute sweetheart. Her prices are great and she can get things I cannot find anywhere else. I absolutely, I love Jan and I'm not affiliated with her, but I get a majority of my stuff I get from her. Yeah. And I have, of course, and Josh talks about AI stuff all the time. Him and I talk about different things, and he does tons of videos, good stuff. If you don't know Just Josh, go over there and check him out. He's got a great channel. All of that, everything with AI, that's connect to me. That is connected with the Antichrist and all of that. That's coming. That all of that type of stuff is. I'm not saying AI is that, or it's all connected, and you'll know what T-Paul. I appreciate you. I'm so far behind too. Exactly. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. I truly do. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's always. Do what you can and where you can. I have people say stuff like to me all the time. They're like, I live in the city. I live in a rental. I live in an apartment. And please don't get discouraged. Any little bit more that you're doing that you've never done before is a help. Don't get discouraged and don't about everything in life. Don't compare yourself to other people. People who've been doing it longer. People who live in different places than you are. You do what works for you and what you can, and you trust God with the rest. And He's not going to never leave you nor forsake you. And you stand firm on that. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. This is our channel. I say that this is our community on here. I appreciate all of you. Yeah, that's so true. I put Bible verses or different things up all the time so I can see them, especially different times. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so humbled by all of you, your kind words. I have a very uneasy feeling about tonight. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be the big all end all. I'm not saying that, but they're just not going to let things go. Hey, Ma Bear. If I didn't see you, Alex Jones. I don't know if I gave y'all shout outs. I'm sorry. Hey, TV. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, I may have missed somebody else you were talking to, but every single type of seeds of any sort or anything I've gotten from Jan, I've never had an issue. But then ones I was buying, even the organic heirloom ones I was buying I had a ton of them. They were brand new heirloom organic seeds. They did not germinate last year at all, and I have no idea what happened. So be aware, get what is best for you or whatever, but always plant a little extra just in case. Go check them out. I'm all about it. New Tennessee home. Drop your links in there. I don't care about. Go ahead. We're all in this together. Hey, Laura. How are you? As much as you can get from I save seeds out of my, produce and different things all the time. Save them. Just save them, dry them, store them properly. And a lot of the ones I just planted were things like that as well. If you keep things you plant and eat, it'll give you, most of them will give you seeds back. The Pentagon pressure is unconfirmed at this time. Some saying it's on, some not confirming them. Of course they're not. They gotta get their story straight, backwoods now. I'm glad you're here, Mama Bear. I know. And a lot of people. I mean, all I can say is, as far as my every Sunday, unless I'm sick or something happens, and I'll announce if I have to cancel every Sunday. I do a Sunday chat is what it's called, and we kind of do like this. Some days are more exciting than others. I do it every Sunday at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. Beaverines. The Beaverines always show me love too. It's a good group over there. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't even watch anything like that. I don't put stuff like that in my head. Has something. Yeah, Backwoods just said something about that a little bit ago. That they had taken something down. Thank you, Awakened Spirit. I appreciate you. If I'm getting through here. Oh, I haven't tried those seeds. I haven't tried it. I'm always excited about trying new things. I will say that I'm getting super excited. Our bees will be here April 1st. I know I keep talking about I got all our stuff. We were ready to go. It's that nervous excitement because, yes, I just did a whole bunch of those yesterday. I do hay and soil. They like soilless soil because they don't want things compacted and it has to be well drained, but not too dry, or it'll suck the moisture out of the potatoes. And so, but yeah, when they get the big eyes and stuff on them, they'll take same thing I do. Sweet potatoes that way. You can plant those kind of sideways in dirt. I did some of those yesterday. They were smaller sweet potatoes. You lay them sideways in dirt and they'll get the tubes, and then you can cut them off and go plant them the same way. And yeah, any scraps, so many food scraps that fresh produce will regrow from that. looking at that. You reuse every bit, getting food out of every bit you can, even if it's not just the seeds. It could be, the bottom. Like you can do celery that way. That's the first thing that came to my mind. The bottom of it, and it'll come back up. You do garlic, do your little cloves, and it has how I'll get the green thing come out of the top. Plant those, and you're gonna garlic, all that. Utilize as much as you can. And a lot of things like that, they grow in containers as well, just fine. So whatever works for you. Thank you. Yeah, all the YouTube stuff, I always forget to do the thumbs up. Um, you know, like, share, subscribe, all that. See, I can't even think about it. I never say it. I never say it. Oh yeah, John and that Purple Nation John, just a great guy. Just a great group over there. I really appreciate him. And thank you for being here. I'll have to find something. And sometimes John will be able to hear like, oh, another tie. And I'm like, good gracious. Slow chats on 3 minutes and it'll be a good topic. And I'm like, I can't say it yet, John. Bama Jen, I can't say it yet. But yeah, you would have to, because even sometimes when that's on slow, his chat it goes. No, this is our first year doing bees, and I'm super excited. And I will be documenting and doing a lot of stuff on that. We have our hive, we have all our stuff. I did a small video on I think it was one of my lives. It was one of my lives when I showed some of our equipment and I talked about that. And our bees will be here. I got them for our local person who we've been getting our honey from for many, many years. I usually recommend, if you can, and you have a trusted good person that's local that does bees and will do that, because they'll kind of mentor you a little bit. That's going to be a big help. And that those bees are for your area already. I recommend doing it, but this is our first year. So it'll be a learning experience for us. Thank you. Yes. This chaotic world. And I always pray before I do videos, before I do a live, and I pray all the time. And you better be ready when you pray, because I always, for a long time, even before I had this, for God to use me for his will and his missions and reach, other people. And I pray before, even just protection or what he has me say or do. If there's anything, I do that before I record or ever go live. Yes, I will let y'all know how it works on getting stung. But we got Italian hybrid, and they're supposed to be the most docile. Now, will it happen? I'm sure. But it's what it is. Yeah, onions. So there's tons of stuff you can just regrow. You can regrow that way. Lettuce, yeah. Hey, Betty, how are you? That's fine. I understand. I have to do that a lot lately. Fox is talking about it. Yeah, y'all keep y'all's I really appreciate you guys putting in hey Teresa. I really appreciate y'all giving me kind of a live updates as I'm doing this. I appreciate it. You're welcome. I love all you guys. And I learned so much from all of you as well. Tie time, yeah. But I am going to oh yeah, there are different ways, but it depends on how bad your allergy is. Do what's safe. People say if you get full suits, but if you have a bad allergy, I can understand. I'm terribly allergic to yellow flies. Like when it's bite and fly season, which comes about May, April, for about a month, I have to be very careful. So I understand that. Yeah, and that's another thing. Bartering. I do, do different things like that I have eggs. I have eggs coming out my ears. I actually today, to use a bunch, we scrambled up like 14 eggs, and I go and make breakfast burritos. Like I had, a meat of your choice, and make a breakfast burrito. And I wrap them up each individually in tin foil, and I stick them in the freezer. You can just pull them out, warm them up in the oven, because I don't want eggs to go to waste. But that's kind of that food prepping stuff. I do a lot of that. Hey, Yard Birds, how are you? If I haven't seen you in here. The Virginia bushcrafter. Oh yeah, onions. A lot of that things grows great inside. Oh, I'm glad. That's what it's all about. I appreciate it. I know it's always different when you're not in live chat. You ever do that? You ever go back and watch a replay and you're like, oh, I'm not in the conversation. I have to go watch a Backwoods. Backwoods, you and Josh did one yesterday. I saw you did one yesterday. I've been so busy, and I'm just like crashing at the end of the day. It's like sun up, sun down for us lately. Y'all a bunch of slackers. Y'all would hit those thumbs up. Where's Mama Jan? Her and Miss Sharon. Well, tell them. I see her and John's chat saying that. I don't grow marshmallow root, but I hear it's not hard to grow that. But I do not. But I'm always up for trying different things. Oh yeah, we had a hard time. We're unable to get our hydroponics going. So it's always, I don't know. I guess mine just love dirt. All right, guys. I think there it is. See? Hit it. Oh, is it? See? Yeah, I heard it's really easy. Most of those root things, there's a lot of them are usually really. Thank you, Backwoods. I appreciate all of you. I mean, I have a wonderful group. My chat, I do. I usually our conversations and everything I have. I just would thoroughly enjoy it. But I'm gonna wrap this up. Is there anything else before I cut off air? Because I got to start dinner that you guys want to talk about. But keep keep your heads on a swivel like usual. Don't freak out. I have a scanner, so I leave my scanner stuff on at different times, and check good sources. And keep especially as tonight goes. I don't even know what time Super Bowl starts. No, I mean, like I really don't. I don't even know. I appreciate all of you. I see all your stuff in here. Just to be aware of what's going on. Keep doing the things. Do what you can, and you leave the rest of God. Sleep in peace is what I say with everything. And I know that's not always so, because believe me, I have nights that I struggle with things, and our minds kind of won't shut down or be quiet. Oh, okay. I will be in there now. I may have to be cooking and different things. A couple hours. Maybe I'll be done. I'll come over there. Is it on your channel? I'll check it out. Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm waiting on that too. But I will get that. All right, guys. I appreciate all of you, and everyone stay safe. And I will 6:30 Central. Okay. Thank you, Backwoods. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, and I love you all. Until next time.